we start. Okay, Chairman MGI and RTI Council, Mr. Premlal Mahadev, Vice Chairperson and First Secretary of the High Commission of India, Mr. Ankush Kapoor, who will be joining us in some while. He's taken up. Director General, Mahatma Gandhi Institute and Rabindranath Tagore Institute, Mr. Rajkumar Ram Pratap, CSK. Director, Indira Gandhi Center for Indian Culture, Shri Balwant Thakur ji, Padma Shri and Sangeet Natak Academy awardee. Chairperson, Standing Committee and Council member, Mr. Vishal Bihari. Director MGI Schooling, Dr. Surekha Ramphal. Council member, Mrs. Mathur. Registrar, Mrs. Uma Kaulisa, she might be joining us in some time. Health Center for Quality Assurance, Dr. Cheman, Associate Professor. ICCR Chair for Hindi Studies, Dr. Vekraman Pandey. Head Language Resource Center, Mr. Gulshan Suklav. Heads of Schools, Head of Department, Associate Professors, Senior Lecturers, Academics. Chief Arts Officer from the Ministry of Arts and Culture, Drama Unit, Mr. Diwachi. Representatives from various drama societies, drama groups, theater groups in Mauritius, dear creative actors, script writers, play directors, and performing artists. And also, we welcome all the attendees through the Zoom webinar. And also, this whole program is being streamed live on MGI Facebook. So on behalf of the MGI and RTI, we extend a warm welcome to all of you to our premises, which are graced by, you can see, creativity and performances in multitude of spheres. Just to start with, a famous theater artist, Oscar Wilde, said that, "I regard the theater as the greatest of all art forms, the most immediate way in which a human being can share with another the sense of what it is to be human being." In this spirit, we are all gathered here to embrace connectedness, and maybe this parkour, this journey, this interaction will lead us somehow to some self-introspection with the interaction that we'll be having with such an eminent personality in the name of Mr. Balwant Thakur, who is the director of IGCIC and Padma Shri and Sangeet Natak Academy. Mr. Balwant Thakur is an institution in himself. Will not leave any stone unturned in praising him throughout this interaction. So as all of you, dear artists, and probably some of us, we are connected within the same space of creativity and theater. It is indeed, I think, a premiere that you are all gathered here for this function. The whole idea of this rencontre emanated from our dear chairman, Mr. Premlal Mahadev, after his discussion with Mr. Balwant Thakur ji, that something concrete needs to happen in Mauritius. And since we have a personality of such a caliber, we need to maximize on his inputs to have quality and high standards theater performances in Mauritius. I won't be long in that. Maybe Chairman will elaborate more about this idea. But just to let you know, the attendees, our today's function is divided into two parts. The first part will be a semi-formal kind of structure where we'll have our speakers intervening. And then the second part, the interactive session, will be a quite informal kind of interaction, again with the permission of Mr. Balwant Thakur ji, so that you express yourself in whatever language, in the language of theater. You see, so as we all know, theater has no language, we express, and then we'll see what comes out. We have our two rapporteurs with us, Dr. Varsharani Sesa and Dr. Shelana Devi Bandu. So they'll be helping us. Well, without taking much of your time, allow me to invite you, Mr. Vishal Bihari, council member and chairperson of the Standing Committee, to address you, as you all know, in his own dynamic, creative, and possibly philosophical style. Mr. Vishal Bihari.
Chairman, MGIRTI Council, Mr. Premlal Mahadev. Director General, MGIRTI, Mr. Rajkumar Ramperta, CSK. Director, IGCIC, Mr. Balwant Thakur, Padma Shri and Sangeet Natak Academy Award. Chairperson, Standing Committee and Council Member, Mrs. Mathur. ICCR Chair for Hindi Studies, Dr. Vedraman Banerjee. Director Schooling, Mrs. Comfort. Head of Quality Assurance, Dr. Chaman. Heads of schools, heads of department, associate professors, senior lecturers, and all academics. And dear creative souls, good morning and welcome to today's most promising interaction session. Ladies and gentlemen, it is said that theater is a mirror, a sharp reflection of society. Such a simple line, yet so deep in meaning, especially in the context of today's world, where we are all drifting away from our true self and emotions, in a desperate attempt to conform to the fake and the vain. In this eagerness to impress, we fail to express and to connect. Our heart is the key, and our emotions the door to this wonderful adventure, this magnificent journey of relating to others. You might be wondering why I'm so philosophical and theatrical on this Tuesday morning. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we are about to witness an unprecedented interaction with such an eminent personality in the name of Sri Balwant Thakur, whose presence itself suffices to attune our heart, our feelings, our emotions, and our soul. For sure, Mauritius is the abode of creative artists, and we have proved it on so many occasions. But today marks the beginning of a new chapter, where the MGI and RTI, in joint collaboration with the High Commission of India and IGCIC, aim at taking drama to the ultimate level of excellence. Of course, under the expertise of Sri Balwant Thakur. Hopefully, the sharing that will take place today will further strengthen the bonds that prevail between Mauritius and India. Hence, the theater is not just a stage to act on, but a way of life, governed by creativity and artistic expressions that binds cultures and human experiences of all walks of life to depict human beings in all their states and conditions. In this vein, the father of Indian theater, music and dance, Bharat Muni, in his masterpiece book, Natya Shastra, mentioned, and here I would like to thank the ICCR Chair for Hindi Studies, Dr. Vedraman Banerjee, for sharing this beautiful and thought-provoking quote to us while we were chatting on the WhatsApp group on Sunday. And I quote, "A play shows your actions and emotions. Neither gods nor demons are depicted as always good or always evil. Actually, the ways of the world are represented here are not only of the gods, but also of yours. It gives you good advice. It gives you enlightenment and also entertainment. It provides peace of mind to those who are afflicted with miseries, sorrow, grief, or fatigue. Ladies and gentlemen, staging plays is not just a blank space where one enters, acts, and exits. It is a reflection, I would say, of the kind of human beings we are, the touch and feel that exists within us all, the kindness and genuineness that resides within us all, the empathy that makes us all beautiful souls, and the open space of energies which connects all human beings as one, making our place of work a wonderful area to work, but not an arena to fight, but also to collaborate like a big family, making this world a lovely and beautiful place to live. Such enriching reflections have motivated us all to join hands collectively and collaboratively with the High Commission of India, the IGCIC, and other stakeholders to give a concrete shape of theatre in Mauritius, where the MGI and the RTI will be playing a key role in championing performances of high standards with the collaboration of one and all, especially with the guidance of our resourceful theatre man, Balwant Thakur. So I wish you all a very fruitful, interactive session. Before I end my speech, I would wish to place on record the wonderful job accomplished by our very dedicated team of MGI RTI under the magic wand of the maestro, Dr. Vinay Gudari, who has tirelessly orchestrated every single detail of today's event. So ladies and gentlemen, please put our hands together to give them a big round of applause. And I will end, as usual, on a reflective quote. The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Vishal Bihari, Council Member and Chairperson of the Standing Committee, for these kind words, even though not necessary, but it's an MGI RTI collaboration. So as we say, we people from this side say, individuals do not matter. It's the institution that comes first. It's people who do not matter, but the theater at the end of the day should be. So thank you still for these words, and thank you for your, I was very sure that you'll take us on this philosophical mode and message well faster. Thank you. Our next intervener will be the Director General of Mahatma Gandhi Institute and Rabindranath Tagore Institute, Mr. Rajkumar Rampaltap, CSK. Mr. Rampaltap has been very helpful, very cooperative, and he's quite young to the institution. But since the very first day, he's been so much occupied with so many functions and no time to breathe, but still that's a good sign. And then we are getting the complete collaboration of our DT. So welcome, I welcome you. I invite you to address the audience. Mr. Rajkumar Rampaltap. A young person. I think you have the copyright on that, Chairman. Yeah.
Thank you, Vinay. It's good to see a lot of artists here today and a lot of teachers in drama. And I hope that the number of students can develop from now onwards in this domain. I know we have to encourage them a lot. Join NGI and RTI. The chairman of NGI and RTI Council, Mr. Pamlal Mahadev, the director of IGCIC, Mr. Balwant Thakur, Padma Shri and Sangeet Natak Academy Award, chairperson of Standing Committee Council member, Mr. Vishal Bihari, and Mrs. Matwa, council member. We have got amongst us the director of schools, Dr. Chairman, the head of quality assurance, associate professor, Dr. Vinay Ulari, head of schools, head of department, associate professors, senior lecturers and lecturers, theatre directors and artists in various languages, and all our special guests today. Good morning to you all, especially the ones who are creative soldiers in the field of theatre, arts, and culture, because that's what the MDI initially came into existence for, to preserve the Indian culture with our grandparents and great-grandparents came with. And it's good to see that we are one of the rarest countries in the world where the culture is preserved. And hats off to MDI, who has existed more than 50 years now, and who have done the best. I pledge with our new lecturers, professors, to make sure that it carries on as it has been, and if we can improve much better. It indeed gives me an immense pleasure to be addressing you, Director General of SDI, for such an important gathering. And funnily enough, since our chairman and myself, we have joined this MDI, and there have been very good comments outside, but things are moving very fast here now. So I must applaud the chairman and the council members. Please give them an applause. Just joined in a few weeks back, but the new council body is really working hard for the betterment of the MDI. And so we are. Today you shall be interacting with Mr. Balwant Thakur, the director of IGCIC, also known as the magic man in the field of theatre in India and worldwide. And if you look at him, he is already, I mean, he looks like an artist, and you can't deny that. So I'm sure today's interaction will be very fruitful to all of you. Yes. I must say that MDI territory side, it's a fact that we are lacking in number of students. Now, was this question to yourself, why? And that's a mission that you will be all on. As from now to make sure that with a lot of students coming in, as I said earlier, India came into existence to preserve the Indian culture. The Mahatma Gandhi Institute and the Rabindranath Tagore Institute, as I said, are mandated is the propagation of creativity and as part of our mission of community outreach, MDI and OTI have always been collaborating with several partners where our expertise has been solicited several times. At NDI, the School of Indian Studies, more precisely, the Department of Hindi Studies, since over the last 15 years, has pioneered what we call the Thakur Natak, that is street plays. And among us, I can see there Mr. Sarasi, whom we have worked for a long time. And I know how he's been going around in villages, doing little dramas around. So good to see you after a long time, Mr. Dudley. And here, tertiary students are always so motivated to write their own street plays and present same during the Hindi Saptah celebration. They made a yearly series of activities. And tertiary students have also won awards for the best performance at national level in the field of dramatic arts. You know, when I see this word street plays, it reminds me of the famous actor, Indian actor, Rajka. In an interview once, he said that he used to go with his father. They had a mobile bus and doing street plays. So doing dramas all over India. And today, like you can say, the Kapoor family, echo to them. They're the pioneer of the Indian films.
Also, they have the name Raj.
So, and you know, these things are achievable. And especially Mauritius, also journalism to India. We get so much support from India. And I'm sure through our good friend, the director of IGCIC, he will assist us and support us in many ways. Moreover, MDI staff members and students have acted in the play Aprobasika Ketindi, written by our well-known late Abhimanyu Anand, under the direction of Associate Professor Dr. Rajrani Gobi, both at RTI and MDI. Here I wish to add that one of our staff members, our Dr. Vinay Kudari, has also been awarded Best Local Actor, Best Scriptwriter for the play he wrote on Samrat Ashok, and under the direction of Mr. Adarsh Sitohal, one of our former BA Hindi students, and recipients of several awards at national level. He accompanied some 10 MDI tertiary Hindi students who represented Mauritius in the 8th World Olympics Theatre, organized by the National School of Drama in India, where they performed in Delhi and Jaipur in 2018. And my wish is to see more artists performing at this level and representing Mauritius internationally. Moreover, MDI has been confined the responsibility to present ballet, musical drama pieces, creative performances, films, documentaries, among others, on several fronts by various stakeholders. One of the major achievements of the institution in this line is the active participation of the Aprobasika Divas held on 2nd November every year, organized by the Ministry of Arts and Culture, Heritage in collaboration with the Aprobasika Trust Fund. Artists, singers, dancers, scriptwriters, directors, among other performers from MDI have always been felicitated by one and all for the high standard performances on such occasion. And it's true, I've been attending so many social functions since 2014, since I was elected, and up to now. And most of the social cultural shows, program, there has always been MDI students and staff who have been performing, and they do excel, I can say. They do excel. Only last Saturday, I attended one in Hindu house, and I must thank all the artists and the teachers who came to do the opening of that function. I will come to the MDI secondary schools. Our secondary school students are also very much active in sending their entries to film competitions organized by the MFDC and other instances. Students from some NDSS schools are also very committed to participate in the National Drama Festival organized by the Ministry of Art and Cultural Heritage, and they have been duly recognized for their participation. RTI, the Rabindranath Tagore Institute. We also have a Department of Theatre and Performing Arts there, which offered a 2-year part-time diploma course in dramatic arts at the RTI from September 2011 to July 2013. A resource person by the name of Mr. Darshan Purohit, an associate professor from Baroda in India, and local part-time lecturer from MGIM, Ministry of Arts and Culture, conducted the modules of the diploma course. 23 students have successfully completed this program in July 2013. This program is well acclaimed one and goes in line with the vision and mission of the RTI. A part-time certificate course in drama of a duration of 2 years was offered as from October 2014 at the RTI. And out of the 11 students were enrolled, out of which 7 successfully completed the course and were awarded the certificate in November 2016. And there's some workshop in drama, which were organized by RTI as from in 2015, from 16 to 20th of November. The RTI also organized a workshop for primary and secondary school students from the 23rd to 27th of July 2018 during the second term school holidays. And about 30 students have participated in the workshop gaining theatre skills. Both workshops were conducted by Mrs. Gulmanti Kodai, assistant to the drama coordinator. And I can name some of the plays which were mounted by the department. First is the Freedom Fighters in March 2012, Parrot's Training of Rabindranath Tagore, September 2012, Natak Nahin, July 2013, Trouble in Fame, August 2013, The Thoughts of Tagore, an adaptation of Tagore's poem, May 2014, Tribute to Anjali Kuben, October 2015, and lastly Malini in May 2017. The RTI, I believe, has immense potentials in contributing to the arena of creativity and dramatic arts in the country. Besides running courses in the field of film production, in collaboration with the University of Mauritius, RTI is planning to embark on certificate and advanced certificate courses in dramatics as from January 2022. As you're all present here, I seize this opportunity to invite you all to join our courses and upskill your expertise in the field of dramatic arts and theatre. And the department is also planning to run a BA Honors top-up or part-time program in dramatic arts in 2022. All procedures have been completed in this regard. To end, my intervention today has been basically to give a brief overview of some of the activities of MDI and RTI. There are many such small presentations and creative performances where staff members from the School of Indian Studies, School of Performing Arts, School of Indological Studies, School of Mauritian and Area Studies, and School of Fine Arts of the tertiary sector are involved. And with this, I thank you for your attention and wish you all a fruitful interaction with our guest of the day, Mr. Balwant. Thank you all.
Thank you, Director General, for this detailed presentation about anti-NRTI and activities conducted here. It's good, maybe we people know about that, but it's good to share with all others that come here, and then to project what the institution, the both institutions are doing. May I now request our guests from this side on the dais to move to the front row, because we'll proceed with the video presentation. And Navin, I request you to just adjust the lights. So this is a video presentation on glimpses of data in Mauritius. And at the very outset, let me apologize because I had to strive to get enough materials, videos, footages, etc. I thank the Ministry of Arts and Culture for having provided me with some of the footages. So we worked quite hard on that, and thanks to Kavish and Devisha for marking this video. Over to you, happy viewing.
तुमको आश्वासन देता हूं कि राजमहल में तुम्हें किसी भी प्रकार की सुविधा का अभाव नहीं। तुम्हारे तुम जब संदेश पहुंचाए कि हमें वहां नहीं सड़कें और हवाई पुल बनाने की उनकी पूरी सहायता मिलेगी।
हमारे देश में ये सारी समस्याएं हैं।
And the list continues. Many of our students at the NGI participated in straight plays called Nukkad Natak. They have demonstrated their artistic skills. The RTI also presented many such plays, both at national and at school levels. The Aparamasic Heart Trust Fund welcomed our artists. Mauritius was represented at the 8th World Olympics Theatre. Thank you. This is just an overview so that our chief guests can have an idea. But though, again, I apologize due to lack of footages, we could not include, but I would like you all to give a big round of applause to all the artists, all the actors who have joined who have presented the artists, but who are represented in this video, but they are represented in our mind and spirit. So thank you, everyone. We'll now move to our next speaker, Mr. Premlal Mahadev. I welcome you to come in front. Okay, please come in front. That's okay. Yeah. So this is a small stagecraft, like we say. You'll have from time to time to move there and then move here. That's fine. So with your big round of applause, we invite the chairman of the NGI and RTI Council, Mr. Premlal Mahadev, who is definitely going to invoke some strong and pertinent reflections, as he always does. Mr. Mahadev, we wait for your address, please. Thank you.
The Director General of NGI, the Director IGCIC, Mr. Balwant Thakur, and Singit Natak Academy Award. This is one of the greatest awards being given by the Indian authorities. You'll have to excuse me with this husky voice of mine. The chairperson of standing committees, heads of departments of NGI RTI, representatives of the various ministries. I see some of the old faces I was accustomed with. In addition to some of the pioneers, there was already one mention was made. I see it's very comforting to have Mr. Dosoi as well with us, and the representative of the Ministry of Arts and Culture, and all friend of mine, and IGCIC representative, and all protocol followed. I wish first and foremost to thank and congratulate the team which has been selflessly working so as to set up and present this function in a very short time. It is one of the proofs that when at the NGI, certain people, they are moved, when they become moved with a sincere desire to get things done, they are done. And we are very happy that we have the resources, you have the drive as well to do it. And you get it done as such. And we have seen on various occasions, so many things. As far as today's function is concerned, I just want to say that we have just not to rest on our laurels. One of the most important elements in the evolution or in the life of any institutions or any organization is the question of continuity. the question of sustenance, is the collection, is a element of creativity, is to be always forward looking. And there are certain fields in which we have lamented. हमारे देश में अभी तक नाटक करने वालों की कमी नहीं है। हमारे देश में अभी तक नाटक दिखने वालों की कमी नहीं है। तो क्या ऐसा हुआ है कि आज हमारे देश में नाटक ही नहीं है? कहीं न कहीं तो कुछ तो खराब है, कुछ गड़बड़ है। I never make judgmental comments. I just make comments on facts. And no one should feel hurt or anything of this type. They are just facts. Just to get you people to start reasoning, to start seeing things in the right perspective. MGI has got a very fertile soil. But just don't grow palm trees. They do not give shade. They do not bear fruits. See to it that the future people who are coming, the generations who are coming, they get the fruits of what you are sowing now. So put those trees. There have been very many achievements. Iconic people have emerged. But what has been the consistencies? There are so many cases, I will not name people, where with the going away of that person, the whole program also goes with him. There are so many examples, and any institution cannot remain on that, cannot bear fruit on that, cannot lay the foundation stones for the future on that. As we have always said that the world is always changing. The only permanent thing in life is change. If you don't adapt, you perish. You get outdated. You get carried away. Why has MGI, RTI been absent in as far as natak is concerned during these days, the past days? C'est une constatation. The Director General made a very long list of achievements which have been done. It goes to your credit that these things have been done. But why stopped? This is the reason why we are having this meeting today, to discuss, to find out. Because, you know, in this very institution, I have personally witnessed extraordinary features, extraordinary dramas which have been presented. Because I still remember on the occasion of the 150th anniversary of the arrival of Indian immigrants in Mauritius, here in Mauritius, there was a play called IGCIC Hai. I was there, I was present in that one. There was almost twice as much as people outside the auditorium than they were inside. Many people were standing just witnessing. And it was something original these people they had introduced, where the artists were coming from the audience and participating, all these types of things. It was really extraordinary. So can you say that you do not have premise of natak in Mauritius? You have these people, we have this field, we have the need, we have, it is there, but why is it not being offered? It should not be the monopoly of just a handful of people to decide what is to be given. It should be as per the requirements of the society. One of the cardinal functions of IGCIC is to promote Indian culture. And this culture, in this one, you have got what? What is the end drama, which should not be ignored as such, in all its totality or in any way. Because here you have got quite a wide range of elements, for instance. Because theater, I will speak under the correction of the expert that we have got here. That is a collaborative art. An art which is not in itself isolated or unilateral. Because there you'll be having it combined with words, with the voice, with the movement, with the visual impacts to express feelings as such. We have had very many over the years. If you try to see over history, you will see that in 1830s as such, with the invention of photography, it was believed that from today painting is dead with the coming of photography. But did painting die? With the coming of, for instance, introduction of TV, it was said that mass cinema would die. There will be no such cinema. Did mass cinema pass away? Have you cremated it? Not only this, with the coming of the internet, people say that, okay, now writers will get outdated, there will be no books, no reading, nothing of this type. What has happened? Has these things happened? And all these things are cultural elements which are going on here. That is, it was also popularly believed that with the coming of cinema, even theater would vanish. But did theater vanish as such? Was there this death of theater? Because here, in all these elements, the stress is on uniqueness. The stress is on creativity. It is this that comes in here. And this is what tries to fight away whatever thing that comes in. Because every individual, whoever you are unique. Even if you are twins as well, you are unique, each one. Every action created by an artist is unique. However, though life is a process of imitation, because there's so little things that you have done originally, okay? Because some people, they are trying to paint their hair white. So what can you do? If you are just trying to imitate, okay? But life is a process of imitation, just you have to imitate and stay like that. But when you come to the gist of it, the core of it, art cannot be imitated. It is creative. It is creative. It is inborn, and you have just to exteriorize it. This is what has to be done. What happens? Because why plays as well? Why are we fighting so much? Why have these people have been having fights? He has been waging, I think, the Third World War at his place with his wife for having been taken so much with these activities. So what to do? I'm sorry for that. But luckily, you have not been wounded. Okay. So what happens? Because very often, what happens? Plays, they speak what everybody knows, but it also speaks about what nobody dares to say anything, which is not with me. But I speak up what I see, what is factual, what I feel should be done, but without any hitch-hitch-heart, as we say. And what happens in this one here? It is plays which opens up new vistas, new avenues, new elements, new things. So how can we, of all person, being one of the most educated nation in this part of the world, okay, ignores such things, ignores such elements, ignores that is arts, which, in other words, not only you develop your skills, not only you accelerize the internal, what you call skills that you have got, but at the same time, it opens up vistas. It opens up so many things. It is part of education. It, in other words, enables your mind, the cognitive aspect of these types of things which comes in there. So that it is, in other words, this place, it is a kind of a challenge which tries to uncover naked truth, which you are unable to say in face-to-face contact. You can say it on the stage. So you can pass on the message to the people. There have been governments which have been toppled down through this place, where messages have been passed so nicely, so convincingly, and so truthfully. You can see how it is even an arm to face situations as such. That is, it is what we make is message, a kind of showing a sense of direction, a sense of the way that it questions the way that things are done as well. It is embedded with so much of powers, so much of what you can say, qualities, equipments that are utilized for the benefit and welfare of one and all. This is something which touches directly your heart and your soul. Let aside your body, because this you're already decorating. But theater in itself, here in other words, becomes, as it is said, it is, theater is life without limitations. Again, I speak under the correction of our experts here. Because here what happens, we have had so many here, Lal Pasena, that also is well known. We have had private clubs have been contributing a lot in this field. I still remember, for instance, this what we call a play which was presented, Kafan, at Trafalgar Hall. I still again remember about Gunga Itihas, all these things coming on. But it was extraordinarily presented. Itihas, actually 150 years of the history of Mauritius, the way it was depicted. It was something extraordinary. So this is why I say we have the actors, we have the audience, we have the means. What is it that is lacking? I will leave this for this committee and for you people to come with the solution and to have a kind of plan of action for MGI, not only for MGI, for its schools, but on more than that, for the nation, and to go out, outreach activities as such. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. No doubt, very thought-provoking, reflective, and high standards we need to set. We need to really work hard, and then, as you rightly mentioned, leave a legacy for upcoming generations. So thank you again for your address. I will now again request our guests to move on the other side because I'll now have the privilege to present the profile of Mr. Balwant Thakur ji, as he is an awardee of Sangeet Natak Academy and then Padma Shri. While searching on Mr. Thakur ji, I searched quite a lot on internet. One of the interviews a presenter had with him, it took the presenter almost 50-55 minutes just to introduce Mr. Thakur. So just imagine my situation right now, how difficult it is. But he's indeed a powerful personality. He's a pioneer in children's literature. He is from Jammu and Kashmir, and he has been instrumental in establishing ICCR centers there in Jammu and Srinagar, widely acclaimed from the government of India. He's been sent on several missions to conduct several workshops and organize festivals worldwide. He has been a cultural diplomat in South Africa, and he's always like a call from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Thakur ji, aapko yahan par hamari zarurat hai, to fir yahan par aaiye. And he was well working, and last night we were talking, if you allow me to share this with the audience, he was working well in South Africa as a cultural diplomat, initiating a lot of projects. He got a call from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and he was called to come to take the responsibility of IGCIC Mauritius. The very basic question that comes out from this mind, very humbly, he said, "Kya saab humse koi galti hui hai kya? Hum apna kaam theek se nahi kar rahe South Africa mein kya?" Right? So he said, "No, you need to." Now I've heard that he might go for a short leave in India, and I said, "Aisa na ho ki wahan se he aapko pakad le aur say," because I know many institutions, many high organizations are chasing him. So कि वापस ना आ जाए, तो सामान आपका हम लोग बांध कर रखेंगे यहाँ पर. We'll make sure that you come back, because there are lots of projects to be done. You please excuse me, sir. Your profile is so long. It's an interaction. I think while interacting with the actors, we'll have to know more about Thakur ji. But we managed to have a video of around 5 minutes to have a better idea of who the man is, the magic man of India and the man of theater. So please, will you wish, please play the profile, and I leave it to you. Thank you.
Padma Shri Balwant Thakur is one of the most creative theatre directors of the country, who has given a new identity to Indian theatre with his highly innovative theatre productions. Decorated with the highest Indian honor in performing arts, that is Sangeet Natak Academy Award for Direction in Theatre, Balwant Thakur is credited for being the youngest theatre director of India, who has participated in over 300 national theatre festivals as director and holding over 6,000 events, which is a record in the country. Known as the Magic Man of Theatre, his outstanding visual poetics on stage like Gumai, Baba Jitto, Suno Ye Kahani, Chauraha, Mata Ki Kahani, and Mahabhoj have vibrated the theatre scene in North India. Credited for bringing Dogri theatre to the national and international limelight, he has been highly instrumental in creating a new cultural renaissance in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. He started theatre with a big band, and his maiden entry in the State Academy Theatre Festival and won the State Academy Awards for Best Production in 1983, 1984, 1985 and 1986 consecutively. He also won top honors in theatre at the national level in the year 1987 and 1990. One of his historic contributions in the field of Indian culture is the creation of a grand cultural organization named Natanam way back in 1983, which figures amongst the top-ranking professionally managed cultural institutions of India. Recognizing his outstanding contribution in Indian theatre, Balwant Thakur was decorated with yet another prestigious award of the country, that is, Sanskriti Award for Direction in Theatre, which is given once in 3 years to a theatre person. Same year, he got the Ford Foundation USA Grant Award for his research project, Search for a New Theatre Language. This gave a new fillip to his creative endeavors, and he won the rarest honors like Abhinayak Samman, Saptarishi Samman, Naksha Samman, and Kalanidhi Puraskar. In children's theatre, Balwant Thakur is one among the very few theatre directors of the country. His plays like Mere Hisse Ki Bhoot Kahan, Aap Hamari Hain Kaun, Hum Hain Na, or Bhag Beta Bhag are being credited as the most demanded and longest living children theatre productions. As a playwright, Thakur has 27 original plays to his credit, and as a film writer and director, he made films like Is Granji Swarg Banal, Kashmir Lal, Rangla Jammu, and Gulab Gatha. 1960 born, Balwant Thakur has been honored by a number of social, cultural, religious organizations and various cultural academies and organizations outside the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir for his valuable contribution in theatre art and direction. He has also been honored with the title Duggar Ratan and Royal Award Maharaja Gulab Singh Memorial Award 2011, Tagore Samman 2012, Gursharan Singh Commitment to Theatre Award, World Theatre Day Honour of Punjab Government in 2013. In the same year, Balwant Thakur was conferred Padma Shri by the President of India in 2013 for his remarkable achievements in theatre art. In addition to this, Padma Shri Balwant Thakur has also won numerous awards in connection with his relentless services in various fields. J&K's highest state award for lifetime achievement was also given to him in 2017. His daring initiative, Theatre for Peace in the Troubled Kashmir, won him international appreciation for reviving community life through the innovative use of traditional theatre practices. He worked as Secretary, J&K Academy of Art, Culture and Languages for over 8 years. Among many accomplishments, under his creative guidance, the state of J&K won the Best Tableau Awards in Republic Day celebrations at New Delhi in 1997, 1998, 1999 and 2001. He also worked as Regional Director of Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Ministry of External Affairs between 2012 to 2018. Widely travelled, Balwant Thakur held his presentations over a record number of 100 international cities. Balwant Thakur is currently working as Cultural Diplomat of India in the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India.
It's not an everyday activity that we have such a personality of high caliber amongst us. The video will keep on updating. So when the video was done, you were still in South Africa. Now you're in Mauritius. We'll need to update it and then make it longer. So without much ado, let me welcome, because I can't say more after that, after this video. You rejoice this impact. I'll invite Shri Balwant Thakurji with your big round of applause. Thank you for honoring us. Thank you.
Well, Chairman of MGI and RTA Council, Shri Premlal Mahadevji, Director General MGI and RTI, Shri Rajkumar Rampratap, CSK, Mrs. Mathur, Chairperson, Standing Committee, and Council Member, Mr. Vishal Bihariji, Director MGI Schooling, Dr. Surekha Rampalji, Registrar MGI Mrs. Uma Kavulisarji, Head of Quality Assurance, Professor Dr. Chairman ji, my friend, the chair of ICCIC chair, Dr. वेद रमन मेरे पांडे जी बड़े घनिष्ठ मित्र भी हैं और बहुत सारे यहाँ पे ऐसे लोग हैं मैं सबका इससे पहले नाम लेता रहूँ और आपको चंद बातें certain things which you really wish to share with me. To be very honest, I've come with an open mind. I keep going, keep moving to places. It's too embarrassing to tell you people about myself, but sometimes I feel myself being a theatre person very much fortunate. I got the opportunity. People are, there are thousands and thousands, even maybe more, who are more, they have more caliber, more capacity of doing things. But I was certainly in some places very lucky that I got a little exposure. I got the opportunity to travel majority of the world. Name any country in Europe, I've been to that. And I never went outside India for a holiday or for honeymoon because all for theatre interaction. And perhaps I share one opportunity which I got from the government of Italy, where they selected just 10 directors from all over the world to just these Europeans, they come out with very unique ideas. They invited 10 directors to just conceptualize something. If Colosseum Rome is to be reopened again, what kind of the shape and the form and the content of the performances in that Colosseum? So I was one of them. I participated that it was a 15-day event in Rome. So there are certain things which happened in my life which I never thought that these things will come to me. There's another festival which happens in Frankfurt, known as Frankfurt International Theatre Festival. And I feel myself very fortunate for one reason that I was the first Indian theatre director playwright to represent India in Frankfurt International Theatre Festival way back in 2009. It was perhaps mine was the first play which could make it to Frankfurt International because they have a festival committee and they're very choosy. It takes Frankfurt International Theatre Festival almost 3 to 4 years to select one play. This is the process of selecting a performance. They will come, they would like to see what movies this play is going to speak about, but the kind of theatre, but how this performance is going to enrich the volume of the festival and offer many other things. There's another festival which happens in Moscow called World Experimental Theatre Festival, and I've also been a part of that festival. Then another opportunity which I feel myself lucky, I'm not that capable. I got the opportunity in 2016 to showcase my place, which is called Jammu and Kashmir, properly known for many reasons, good and bad, both, to mount a performance for both the houses of British Parliament. So I presented a performance showcasing the diverse culture of the state of Jammu and Kashmir in both House of Commons and House of the Lords. These were certain things which I think gave me more responsible. One thing I've seen that awards are very important. I never chased awards, but award does give you a little, it makes you more responsible. The moment that you have a tag, someone is the youngest Indian to have this honor. So certainly there have been occasions in my life that I could sleep for days together just to make it to come up to certain expectations. I keep telling wherever I go, I understand that there's a academic aspect of theatre. We need to intellectualize, we need to interpret things, but there's another aspect I think which is very important. We need crazy people. We need totally mad people. in society who believe in doing, who have I think in some places also, there are certain people don't rate them. They are part of they are the misfit people. They never fit anywhere, but they have a different kind of fire, different kind of what we enthusiasm. And majority people say pagal hai. So only I think pagal that such crazy people can make a difference. Wherever I've gone, I've seen American theater, I've seen the entire European theater. I worked in China, I worked in Russia, I worked in majority of Eastern countries, Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore. Indeed, I keep looking for those crazy people. And here, when I landed here, the day one I started looking for my friends, my people of my community. I'm not looking at academicians, to be very honest, because I've seen they have their different role. They are the people who will reflect upon our kind of work. They will interpret, they will record for the posterity what kind of work we have been doing. But we need people who doesn't believe in any structure. See, I'll get up at this time, I'll do this, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here. You cannot, we need the most disorganized people to organize. Chairman was just mentioned, and this is my 3rd month. I'm completing a 3rd month here. Though it's the 4th month, but I not include my quarantine period here. I was in Long Beach, and then of course in the campus of IGCIC. So it's been only 3 months, and I also find a lot of, at least I'm very positive of this place. Whosoever I have met cross section of people. I've met writers. I've met of course, one of the visual artists is right sitting before me, and we have been interacting not once, but I think many a times. I've met with visual artists here. I've met Vineji and a lot of people who are into, and of course, with the people related to music, because I keep holding a lot of events for IGCIC, where I keep meeting with dancers, musicians, others. Not in a single instance, dear man, sir, I would like to share with you. I haven't seen even a single person not having that potential, which is required to make Mauritius a world destination of theatre. It should not become just a destination for holidaying and beaches and all. But I think we have that substance. That's what I find. We have that substance, but only we need to organize, and only we need to infuse some kind of that element of craziness. We need to inject that. हमें कुछ पागलों की तलाश है, और मैं ये आपके इस मंच से आके कहना चाहता हूँ, आज मैं सिर्फ पागल हूँ।
सही जगह
Vineji will help me out in making a list.
I need to be certified.
Yeah. So I think from here that you might have heard about me. I'm primarily not a bureaucrat. Though bureaucracy was just it happened in my life for many reasons. You need to survive. You need to at least look into other demands of life. So I'll discuss that aspect. I come from a family. I locate you. I think majority of people know that there's a place called Mata Vaishno Devi in Jammu and Kashmir. There's the second most visited pilgrim place of India after Tirupati, and that's on the hills. I come from those hills. I'm basically a man of hills, and the place where I was born, and still people claim that people say that it's a living museum of performing arts. And I come from a family of landowners. My father used to have 800 canal of land. That is like 1,000 acres land he had. He had around 20-25 villages under his command. He was the governor. My great grandfather was appointed as governor by the then king. So he's been looking after that. So I'm the youngest of my family. I grew up in that, the first word which I suppose the sound which I heard was music, and if I saw something happening, it was all rhythm, and it was like people dancing, working together. In our area, there is a fashion that people never work alone. In my villages, all work together. Today is my turn, so all will come to my place and work for my field, and then we have a lot of things, a lot of fun together. And I've been a part of that fun. And that's how my formative years were. That was my exposure to performing arts, traditional performing arts and all. And certainly, since my father was a little ambitious about me, so he shifted me to from that place to another place, because in Jammu and Kashmir, one national hydroelectric project came up, and they created a town. It was a town created on a hill. It was a metropolitan town. People from Ganga, Marathi, Gujarati, all came to that place. And one school which was funded by that national hydroelectric project, it came up there. And everybody was like crazy to be a part of that school. So my father had a little resource also. So he uprooted me here when I was just fourth class student from my village. So I came to that place. And my father and my relation, nobody was associated with that project. So someone from my village was made my guardian, and I started living with that person. When you are uprooted from your place, you are living a para life, and suddenly you are to a different place, different location, different cultures altogether. It was a like a mini India in a very small place in a hilly. It was more like Shimla kind of place. People have heard Shimla. It's a very it was established by Britishers. So I found myself like a lot of isolation. I was just alone. I was not very comfortable with the people I was living. So just like next to that like colony, within that colony there was a club, and that was established by those officers coming from different. A majority of them were engineers, but they were more interested in literature, in art, and there was a set system. Every Saturday, a world cinema, and every Sunday there was a live performance. So I found my some kind of space, some breather for me. So I started entering into vessels and taking up allied things, chai leya, skill pakda de, do this, Chotu, young guy. And Chotu was very competent in running around. I used to take a lot of pleasure doing things further. And I lived through that process, creating theater, creating drama. And that gave me that sting of theater. Suddenly that it got injected into me. So slowly and slowly I was. And my parents were quite worried that, we had a lot of hopes from him. In fact, my father was visualizing me to become a civil servant or something like that. But anyway, I kept striking a balance and got more into theater. And one fine day, the rehearsal was going on, and one actor was missing. So I was given this opportunity. I was asked, okay, Chotu, come. Will you kindly, because the play was already structured and it was on flow. So they wanted something to be not only prompting, but has to be in place, completion and all. So he said, will you stand and keep the script with you? So I was there, I came on stage without script. The director started scolding, hey, cut the script. How you are going to put the prompt? I said, can you believe at that point of time, I knew the entire script, all the dialogues, all the characters. This was the level of interest I had at that age, and I was only, I was in 7th class at that point. So this is how you can see the amount of interest I had in theater. So I told them in a challenge that I can do any role. You just, I don't need any prompter, nothing. I know the entire script. At that point of time, the director said that I don't know what you are looking at, but my advice would be, if you're really serious about your career and everything, please start seriously thinking about theater. Which I think at 7th class student cannot decide on his or her own. So things kept moving. My father, since loving that kind of setup, plans, other things, lot of court cases, this. So he dreamt me of becoming a lawyer. Despite my, like, I had a huge confrontation. Every day there used to be a fight between me and my father. I even applied for Nationals of Drama. I got selected also there, but my father said, my mother, no, think that you have come to this world to accomplish the dream of your father, to become a, like, first as a lawyer and then politician. And well, that link goes to a very different direction. I did my LLB, and we have in India two types of LLB. One is LLB academics and one is LLB professional. And there's a 2-year degree after graduation, and another is a 3-year degree after graduation. So I did LLB professional, and with specialization in international law. And then I was posted on, okay, prepare for UPSC and all. But in the meantime, what happened from 7th to that post graduation, I was more exposed to theatre. I got more opportunities. And if you look at the India, we have very serious theatre happening in Bengal, in Maratha, this Mumbai around, of course, the entire Maharashtra and Gujarat. They are very vibrant theatre, and classical theatre. You have to go to Kerala and some parts of Tamil Nadu also. Northern belt is from Delhi. When you look at Kashmir, there's no professional theatre activity as such. But one amazing thing happens in Northern India, in particularly in Punjab. Can you believe the college theatre, the competition between colleges is almost a crazy thing. There's a competition of short plays, 40 minutes play. They can create any King Lear will be done in 40 minutes. So they can take any chapter. The whole Ramayana they will take up in 40 minutes. But see the budget. They will hire professionals, and I'm talking of late early 80s and late 70s. When I was in college, at that point of time, 1 lakh rupee Indian money was a big amount. One director used to get 1 lakh in Punjab, Haryana, Himachal, and in my area to create one performance. Now the budget has gone to 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. It's only given to one director to create a performance, but that performance should be an award-winning performance. So in that process, I don't know, without going much into academics of theatre, I was the one who has been into this, and up to Association of Indian Universities, which organizes the All India inter-university competitions and all. And I take God has been very kind that again in 1982, 83, 84, I was the one who got the best production and best play award in the All India University. It's a huge competition. Look at country, look at the volume of the country, and then there are state level competition. Then it comes to zonal level. From zonal, one play goes for the national, and then the national designated national festival. I was very serious into that. And one more incident of that time, once in Chandigarh, there was a protest against me, telling that he's not a college, he's not a university student, and he's from somewhere. And there was a protest that this award should not be given to this play because he either is from any university professional group or from Nationals of Drama, so they should not be given. So again, a committee was set up, and then everything was inquired, and all documents were produced. That is a bona fide student of the college. But the level that was like a turning point of my life. When they came to know that he is just a student and not from true academic side, because we have theatre is being taught in a lot of universities in India. Spread all over India. You have master's degree in mathematics and all. So at that point of time, people said that, look, you need to take up CS. You are meant for theatre. So I completed my LLB professional, and I did my master's in mass communication. But theatre, I think, slowly took over everything, and At one point of time, I stood and said to my parents, nothing doing. I will live for theatre, I will do theatre, I will not do anything. If I am living, I will do only just and just and just. And finally, I think they had to come to my pressure as well. And by that time, I had accomplished certain things. And everybody, whosoever used to say, no, no, he is meant for theatre, let him continue. Then the question came, what kind of theatre? That I suppose, I think everybody should move with that. The kind of theatre you are doing. In fact, I was practicing the theatre which I was into practice was the popular theatre. In fact, the theatre of the West, which I think majority of institutions teach theatre. There's no local theatre. There's no theatre which is totally based on your classical tradition, folk tradition, or theatre which has your own identity. So I started going back. I said, I put this question, Mr. Thakur, if you have to continue as a theatre person, you must have the identity of your own work. You must look for a theatre which speaks about you, which speaks about your language, which speaks about your culture, and of course, both in content and form, you need to come up with something different. So I started searching, going back to my places, the villages. I went back to my early childhood, the kind of things which had some impact on my life. Some images were there. So I started searching about it. In 1986, I created a performance called Balwant. This famous folk tale. I created a performance, and it was not just a folk tale. The entire performance idiom, which I don't claim, because it's very, very difficult to claim to have your own dramaturgy or to have your own kind of theatre or your own idiom of theatre. But it was something which for people was something entirely different. So just try to see that the kind of things I was confronting. Hindi was a foreign language for me. My mother tongue is Dogri, and the state language was Urdu. And Hindi came later in life, and of course English much later. So I used to practice theatre in my native language, that is true. But at the same time, I had not much audience with me. I used to go from places from beyond that reach of Dogri was not there. So I started conceptualizing a theatre which can speak across language barriers. So effort was to develop a language, not a universal language, but language which can, and now I can say with little authority that theatre has no language. Theatre is not limited to many languages. People said in Mauritius also there's a French theatre, Creole theatre, Bhojpuri theatre, Hindi theatre, English theatre. I said, I mean there can be only one theatre, which is Mauritian theatre, and the language should not come in where. That's my perception of theatre. So I started looking for a theatre, and again luck came in my life. In the year 1992, the Ford Foundation Metaphor is one of the biggest philanthropic global organization which supports creativity in different spheres. And you never need to go to Sport Foundation. Sport Foundation always comes to you. And people keep asking me how Sport Foundation happened in your life. The Sport Foundation you never need not to apply for Sport Foundation. Sport Foundation identifies, they have people get called over who are the people doing something different. They may be confronting some kind of difficulty in continuing with their PhD and all. So Sport Foundation gave me the opportunity to work on that language. So my project, I worked at Ford Foundation for 6 years, and it was a heavily funded. They help you like anything. They helped me in creating one repertory, and they helped me traveling world over. I had the occasion to see, I think, American theatre, British theatre, and of course Roman theatre. And so to have some kind of my vision of theatre. So I created, my subject was the search for a new theatre language. So you might have seen from some visuals that the kind of theatre which I practice is more like a visual poetry. And I feel fortunate because when I perform before Chinese audience, or Russian audience, or Italian audience, British audience, people used to like come to me. Language is not a barrier in your performance. So this is the kind of theatre I'm doing. And I'm a believer of one more thing, that theatre is not a, as Chairman sir referred to, is isolated art. It's not like poetry, not like visual arts. It's a collaboration. Theatre known as the mother of all arts, but at the same time, it's a collaboration. This is a time of collaboration. You need to have some sense of poetry. You have to have some sense of like other creative writing. You must have some visual and music, dance, drama, of course, everything. That's how Indian theatre, the actual Indian theatre. I'm not against Western theatre. I have very closely worked with those people. I worked with the Royal Shakespeare Company. I've worked with the Globe Theatre Company in London also. But they are more into wordy theatre. Their theatre rely on spoken word. And I'm not against spoken word, but I try to look alternatives of spoken word, because I think we can give larger meanings when we start creating a language of visuals. And of course, we need to identify certain things, but which are very much rooted in the soil of that place. So this is what I have been doing all these years. And now I think it's an interactive session. It will not be complete on the center. We have certain questions from your side. But just before inviting you people to like have your questions, because I'm not the one who has answers for everything, to be very honest. But yeah, I have my own limitations. But at the same time, I have the moment Mr. Vinay told me one fine evening I got a call from the ministry. Mr. Thakur, you are being transferred to Mauritius. What wrong I've done here? I was looking after the entire South Africa. And one more thing which I learned in South Africa was at that point of time, we had a big major mission for South Africa. We were celebrating Gandhi, and I was absolutely sent there to do 150 events to celebrate 100 Gandhi. So I was very much engaged into that, creating small play, some other thing, traveling, Durban, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Pretoria. So suddenly they said, no, nothing. Mauritius needs you, and you need to be in Mauritius. So can you believe I delayed it? I delayed it deliberately for quite long, and then nature delayed me. I just said, there was a rule from here, from Mauritius, that people coming from South Africa will not be entertained, will not be allowed to enter until they go to third country, stay there for 15 days, and then come. I got that's now I get some opportunity to go to India. So from there, I went to India and I got stuck there. I suffered corona, and it took me almost 1 month. Otherwise I was coming. I was supposed to take a Johannesburg Mauritius flight, and suddenly this new rule came, and then my coming to Mauritius was delayed. Coming here, I have a very different approach. Now the day I took off from Johannesburg, I forgot. Okay, nothing doing. Now look for Mauritius. I started searching. I started looking for people. I started structuring a vision for Mauritius. Well, I'm not sure. That's what Vinay told you that I'm not sure how long I'm going to be. Though I have 3 years to go here, but I'm not sure, because there are a lot of pressures back in India. There are certain positions which have already been offered to me, and I have to see. But I don't want to leave such a beautiful place and beautiful people, very positive people. Crazy. Yeah, crazy. So of course, I will make them crazy. That thing I'm sure of. But see, for IGCIC, the moment I came for IGCIC, the first thing which came, your chairman said, I think it concerns you. I found that we have 2 more organizations. It's not just IGCIC, there's MGI and RTI. Why can't we three become one? For certain things, for certain, let's start look for collaboration. So my High Commissioner said, Mr. Thakur, one day you need to go. I was planning, but nothing would happen. One fine morning, Mr. Ankush called me, so where are you, madam? I'm busy with some project. Can you come over? We can have a small informal discussion. That day and now I'm here, Chairman, I met Chairman sir, I met you sir, and Vinay of course, and 2-3 more friends. So we had a small interaction. So see, I'm not the ultimate person on this earth. I have little experience of working on 3 different areas. That is my little exposure. One, the global scene of the world theatre, which I have. I'm primarily like a largely traveled theatre person from India side. One thing. Second is children's theatre. Why children's theatre? I never thought of doing children's theatre. Once I was invited by a school and as a chief guest and seeing like highest in honor, older in theatre, and we are showing theatre. They were doing Macbeth, and there was a 6th class girl performing on stage as Lady Macbeth. So I'm not an expert, but since I worked with Globe Theatre Company and I have lived through the process of creation of Macbeth, I know the quality of the mind of the Lady Macbeth and that young girl. I suspect that how that young girl can relate to that kind of character. That day I said nothing to Mr. Thakur, we need to look for something both in content and form. Let's explore something for children. So that was year 1990. The first play which I did with children was Mere Hisse Ki Thoop Kahan Hai, and I take this it's very fortunate fortune movement for me that it's the longest living children play in India as of now. The play which I did in 1990 is still running. Only COVID thing has started, but otherwise that play produced in Jammu, where Jammu children has been traveling all over. Jammu to Guwahati, Jammu to Mumbai, Jammu to Thiruvananthapuram, everywhere. And they are in such a demand. I had 2 to 3 teams doing the same play. So this is how it is popularity. And then it inspired me to write more for children. My children theatre speaks for children. In content also, they speak just for children. And the kind of form which I evolved, I've been playing with them, what suits them, what goes into their psychology, what we need to go into that mind. We have to become children to do children's theatre. So then I wrote a play, Aap Hamare Hain Kaun, that also got it's also the living play. Then I wrote Bhag Beta Bhag, then Rang Badalti Duniya, and then Hum Hai Na, and endless number of children's plays. And I'm really happy that if first thing which day one I said, if you really want to change the shape of this place of the entire Mauritius, we need to initiate children's theatre. One thing I can say with authority, because I have been interacting with people, children's theatre is invisible here. It's not visible. I'm not seeing. I've been searching for children's theatre. I was asking people. They said no, nothing. There's not much of the children's theatre. And one thing which I wish before I leave Mauritius, I would like to initiate some kind of theatre and education. Then I worked on theatre education and all. Second, of course, theatre for mass motivation, where we can take larger themes and the society is confronting as of now. Theatre, I need not to interpret much, but it's the most effective medium of instruction. Nowhere on this earth you can find anything effective in theatre. You can see anything. It's a Chinese saying that I read, I forgot. Then I finally find the things I did and I understood. If theatre is doing, you participate, whether you are an audience or you are a performer. It's a participative thing. And we can bring in a lot of changes because if you really look at the Europe, we may have political reasons to not like appreciate them, but one thing is there. Look at the amount of appreciation they have got for arts, be it literature, be it visual arts, be it theatre. People are crazy. Can you believe in UK, the normal ticket for theatre is between £100 to £200, which £200 means 10,000 Mauritian money for one seat, and which you will not get, which you will not get, whatever you do, particularly for Royal Shakespeare Theatre, you will not get. And it goes beyond that also sometimes. And then all those musicals, Lion King, you know, I mean, further, not to go to US, see Broadway. You cannot dream of going to Broadway and getting it. You may have to plan 2 years in advance to see Broadway. This is like a movement people have created. And I wish, and there are few more things that come into contemporary theatre. I have a dream. I can only suggest you that these are the possibilities. Mauritius' presence in the global theatre, we need to accept this reality. It's nowhere, barring that Bharat Karan Mahotsav or something, not beyond that. But there are festivals which happen, and I've been a part of that post-festival. There's festival called LIFT, London International Festival of Theatre. LIFT, a very famous festival, and anybody can. It's not only only like Europeans can qualify for that. Any country can compete for that. And we need to have that vision. We need to have a vision for World Experimental Theatre Russia. We need to have a vision for Frankfurt International Theatre Festival. We need to have a vision for Edinburgh Arts Festival. I think it's one of the world's biggest arts happening. Right? The people from all over the world come at this Edinburgh Film Festival. And I think we should dream, we should set a target of that level. And I take this opportunity to make an appeal to all. Theatre is not for just for performance. It's for everyone. I need people associated with poetry to join, people with arts to join, and let's all come together. And without any innovations and without any small places have its own. I worked in Bangladesh, I worked in Nepal also, I've worked in other places. So I know these kind of things we are going to come. But I think when we start thinking on a larger canvas, we can at least, for me, it's going to be the biggest learning opportunity, and I want you people to give it that opportunity. That's what I have in my mind. And if I go from here without doing anything, I think that would be my life's biggest misfortune. I cannot say anything beyond that. I don't want to limit myself as director of IGCIC. That's a very small thing. IGCIC has its own politics, its own challenges, its own thing, its own thing. But I'm still trying to explore certain things in IGCIC. It's not an occasion to share, but fact remains that IGCIC is summing up its activity per month between 2 to 3 programs a month. And then this month, this October, my calendar is touching 20 programs. I have a program every day. Today is 26, 27th. I'm a president of Mauritius coming to my program. I Ayurveda Day. 28th, I'm doing dance drama. 29th, again, we are doing some Ramayana thing. 30th, again, we are doing outside in Constitution number 10. And again, 30th, we are showing the film Bhag Milkha Bhag. We have 2 programs on 30th. And first, we have Art Conclave, and second, we have Diwali celebration. So every day there's something to do. I've kept people on toes. Let's see how faster they can go. And now I invite you people if you have something, because as I told you that I have not answered for every query, because I have my own limitations. But anything which is related to me, my work, I'll be happy to. How it's going to be?
Yeah, so it's quite informal. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. we'll just pass on the mic, please. If you want, just let us know, raise your hands and then introduce yourself briefly. And then we interact whatever you want to say. So we'll give the chance to maximum people to intervene, please. Yeah, comments, suggestions also. Yes, Irina. Arvind Bisesa will help me.
I'm sorry to start fast because maybe
Yeah.
later I will have commitment
Okay.
to leave early. Thank you so much. This is working or mera was zyada.
Can you please introduce yourself, please?
This one.
That's okay.
मेरा आवाज तो अच्छा है जरूरत नहीं है जो disturb करे.
Yeah, we are crazy people.
So first of all, thank you, Mr. Vinay, to invite me, and I would never know such event is happening. Thank you so much for all VIP bosses. I don't remember everyone's name for all your and for all the information which you are given. And thank you, Mr. Balwant Thakur. It was big pleasure for us to be present on this event and know so many things what you have done for Indian cultural. And now we are so lucky that you are in Mauritius. As Mr. Vinay said, need to introduce myself a little bit. I will try to be short. So I'm from Russia. And as you know, Russia is very strong in theater. So I've been connected to theater since childhood, since school days. And then so much was attached to theater and to cinema that I was asking myself, what should I do that my life will be connecting to cinema? Because also theater was under the question, will it be alive or not? But somehow maybe cinema, so it will be connected to cultural. So I became cinema engineer in Russia. That time it was USSR, and now I was involved in a lot of cultural programs, theater on the stage. Stage was my permanent place, favorite place to be. Then I was working in a TV studio in Russia. Then I had very great opportunity to work in Indian embassy in Moscow in Kendriya Vidyalaya. वहाँ से मैं हिंदी सीख के आई and Mauritius. तब फिर जब मैं मॉस्को में इंडियन एम्बेसी में काम करती थी तो मैं देखती थी कितना सुंदर in Indian embassy in Moscow they had such a well structured Kathak classes, Bharatnatyam classes, and such a huge organizing for every event cultural programs. So that time when I was itna jawan, I was having sapna that I will learn Kathak. But in that time, all of a sudden, I met one Mauritian gentleman with whom I fell in love, and then I end up getting married to him, and then I end up in Mauritius. And in Mauritius, bacha log, family, children, ye sab ho gaya. So when I was 40 years old, I decided it's now time came to make my dreams come true. We are never too old to dream a new dream, and that was my very old dream. So I started to search, where is in Mauritius Kathak? Where? I find some, was one teacher who was from Calcutta. I started with him, then he gone to India. Then was some local, personal, like private teachers. I was taking classes, and then someone guided me, go to MGI. When I came to MGI, it's just awesome. Perfect program you have, very talented and great teachers. You have very knowledgeable, but it was so surprising as really Mr. I forgot, I can't find the name, Mahadev said that there is a lot of potential in MGI. But what happened, classes were very little. And when I joined, I was the only auntie. Next to me was little children like 11, 12, 13. And then what I observed, the motivation in those kids are good from beginning and then going vanishing with time. And because we have been born in different time, we are different school, this generation. And now these kids, I also mother of the kids, they are growing up in a different time. We need to be in their shoes to understand how their mentality is functioning. Where there is no reward motivation is going. So what I observe, and it's my own opinion, let's say one student joined certificate 1, and in certificate 1 of Kathak, we are learning Thakur, basic hastak movements, maybe chakar, basic chakars. So I feel it would be wonderful if all students would be said by teacher like that. Prepare yourself well, because end of the year we are having a show. Whatever you learn, basic movements, tatkar, I don't know, chakar, just on an agma, this level of kids showing their own possibility, their own level, their own facility.
Well noted, well noted. We will grow crazy, everyone, so we'll give chance to everyone. So I think your suggestion is very good, and your expose. Do you have any more suggestions that our rapporteur can note, please?
Because when I see the commercial schools, who is paid schools in Mauritius, is making publicity for kids to join, this is their things which they are attracting to parents. Do you want your child to be on stage end of the year?
Exactly, to become performers.
Do you want your child to gain confidence from stage? So that is how they are attracting. Why not us? Because we have a very big opportunity here.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you. It's fine. Right. Someone else? Mr. Dasui, please.
आपका बहुत स्वागत है अवसर पर। आज मुझे ये अवसर मिला है कि मैं कुछ बोलूं। मैं हमेशा सुनने वालों में से। मॉरिशस में हिंदी नाटक या कोई भी नाटक भाषा में उसी भाषा में नाटक करना चाहिए जो दिल की भाषा, क्योंकि हम यहाँ ज्यादातर लोग, मैं इसलिए हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ कि यहाँ सभी लोग हिंदी समझते हैं। ज्यादातर लोग यहाँ, मैं इंग्लिश लिखता हूँ हिंदी में सोचता, ये मॉरिशस की सच्चाई, मॉरिशस सही, हम हिंदी में सोचते। एक बार किसी ने मुझसे पूछा था कि तुम्हारा नाटक तो मॉरिशस नाटक नहीं, तुम हिंदी में करते। मैंने कहा मैं मॉरिशस, मेरी सोच मॉरिशस, मेरी कहानी मॉरिशस, तो मैं इंडिया का नाटक बोलूंगा। उसमें एक मिनिस्टर ने कहा 82 में, जब चारों तरफ क्रियोल करे तो बड़ा बहस हुआ। ओके, मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि नाटक में हम तो गलती करते हैं यहाँ मॉरिशस में। सामान्य नाटक की मूवमेंट को हमने मॉरिशस में व्यक्तिवाचक बना दिया। मैं अपने दिल की बात करूं, मैं बड़ा खुश हूं कि आज तक मैंने किसी के संस्था या रिकॉग्नाइज संस्था से या जैसे किसी के नाम पर या किसी ने मुझे बुलाया भी नहीं है कि नाटक में खेलो देखो देखो, मैंने अपना, क्योंकि मैं इस पर विश्वास करता हूँ। हमने क्या क्या है मॉरिशस में, मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा चेयरमैन जी ने कहा कि नाटक को मूवमेंट बनाने की बजाय उसको ओपन करने की बजाय महात्मा गांधी संस्थान में, क्योंकि महात्मा गांधी पब्लिक फंड से चलता है, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, उसको संकीर्ण बना, मैं हूं है बाहर नहीं जाता। और दूसरी बात, मैं कई उदाहरण दे सकता, आप चेयरमैन जी देख लीजिए नाटक के इतिहास में, के नाटक के इतिहास में किसने किया है, क्यों किया है, कैसे किया, क्यों बाहर के लोग इतने दिन से नहीं, क्यों मैं त्रियोले रहता हूँ, राजन त्रियोले रहता हूँ, वो नहीं है उसमें। ये नाटक की मूवमेंट जो है उसके साथ ताकत होता है। ये मेरा हमने दूसरी तरफ जो हम करते हैं, नाटक को हम एक कैटेगरी के, आज जो मूवमेंट चल रहा है, सॉरी मेरे दोस्तों यहाँ बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। पहले बार हम अब एससी के बच्चे अब इस कैटेगरी के हैं तो आप एक्टर बन सकते। यहाँ कई लोग हैं, क्योंकि देखिए आंसू दर्द ये सब तो सब के दिल में बराबर होता है, उसी को बाहर निकलना नाटक है। तो गरीब आदमी जो गन्ने में खेत में गन्ने काटे हैं क्या उसमें जो इमोशन नहीं है वो परफॉर्म नहीं कर सकता, तो कहाँ प्रोविजन हमने किया है? उन लोगों के लिए प्रोविजन नहीं है जो बच्चे स्कूल में छठी में फेल हो जाते हैं, मैकेनिक का काम सीखने जाते हैं, इधर छोटे छोटे काम करते हैं, उनका कहाँ प्रोविजन है हमारे नाटक मूवमेंट? कोई तो आधा से ज्यादा आबादी को तो छोड़ रहे हैं, तो नाटक मूवमेंट आगे जाएगा कैसे? मैं इस पर बहुत सोचा। बच्चों के नाटक बहुत अच्छे होते हैं, मैंने कई बच्चों के नाटक स्कूल में किया है अपनी ओर से, झगड़ा करके है टीचर से बच्चों के लिए। मैं अपना इस पर हमें काम करना है। इतिहास कल को ये इतिहास देखिए जो लोगों ने बहुत मेहनत कर बनाया है वो इतना छोटा है। मॉरिशस का नाटक का समाज कितना बड़ा है, नहीं नाटक ऐसे हुए यादगार, लोगों ने मेहनत की अपने पैसे से, अपने सब कुछ। इसलिए मैं सर ऊंचा करके आज बोल सकता हूँ कि मेरे नाटक जो कुछ मैंने किया मैं अपने पैसे से किया है, अपने पैर पर मेरे बात क्या तो हम जीआई मूवमेंट कर रहे हैं, इसको ओपन करें, सभी के लिए करें, मजदूर के लिए नाटक करें, जो रिटायर्ड लोग हैं उनके लिए नाटक करें, जो लोग गांव के कोने में बैठे हैं कभी नाटक देखने आएंगे नहीं, उनके लिए नाटक करिए, उनके गांव में नाटक करिए। मैं इसी आशा से आज यहाँ आया हूँ कि अगर इस मुझे खुशियां बधाई है नए लोग आए हैं और इस मूवमेंट को अगर इस रूप में ले जाएंगे तो निश्चित ही वर्ल्ड लेवल पर मॉरिशस नाटक का नाम।
Thank you, Jaswalji. Anyone? Singh ji? Yes, Mr. Vivaji, Chief Arts Officer, Drama Unit, Ministry of Arts and Cultural Heritage.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir, for being here today. I think we have a lot to learn from you. I'm from the Ministry of Arts and Culture. We have an arts department over there, so we cater for theatre activities. Theatre Youth Drama Festival started in 1951, and today it was organized by the British Council, and today we are organizing theatre drama festivals in 10 languages spoken and written in Mauritius. Now, to come up to the festivals, normally we train people, we organize workshops, conduct workshops in secondary schools, in social-cultural organizations, in rehabilitation centers with drug addicts who have been working. From that time to today, we have among us today many artists from the National Drama Festivals who are here present today, and they are continue to work. One request I would like to make with you. I passed out in 1990 from the National School of Drama, New Delhi, and I'm the last one. I've done lots of theaters, directed plays, and lots of workshops. I've already even participated in Egypt Experimental Theatre, and I'm here today. I'm responsible for the arts section of the ministry. Right. And as I said, we have been continuously organizing drama activities and workshops, but unfortunately, we don't have resource persons to teach us the techniques how to work with children. So 5 years back, I made a request to through the Indian High Com to have resource person from the National School of Drama. They sent me 2 persons, Emma Singh and Dr. Upreti. Unfortunately, they are not expert in this field. I don't know how they said. I wrote to NSD. We communicated. I even talked to the director of theatre education. Unfortunately, they sent us these people. And we managed. We got trainees across the island who came over there. They have learned something, but unfortunately, it was not that what I was expecting. So my request, my appeal to you is to inculcate in motion people what are the techniques to work with children, because we lack this, right? And thank you. We hope to work together in collaboration. I'm from National Sport Drama, 3 years diploma course, full-time course. We have in our midst today I have somebody, her father is along with me at the ministry. She has just completed from Baroda. She has completed her master in theater. She's maybe one of our resource persons, and most probably will be working. Thank you.
Whatever he said, if we can look at the possibility of how we can start the work.
Certainly, majority of my work was focused with children. I have certain ideas, not exactly the way the state education is a sanskar and toli in National Drama Board. So they have a very fine work. I think one of the finest works in the world with children are being done by the Theatre and Education Company of National Drama in Delhi. Something taking from that and something evolving locally here after certain discussion, we would certainly introduce theatre in schools. And I have some ideas of how those things can work. Instead of imposing, heavy texted and all those classics on children, we need to evolve certain scripts and certain, acts on our own. There are certain devices, I suppose, when you have National Drama is one of the most respected, most acclaimed theatre institution in the entire Asia. It's not only for India. So, and we have very, very accomplished people, and I know it. The way you people, it's not 3 years, 3 years is more than 10 years, the way you people work there. And so I think we will collaborate, we will keep on meeting and exploring things. I'm very happy to see a theatre, the company's theatre person sitting out here. And that's now becoming my, I'm getting more confident about the kind of work which I am looking at. See, every country has a national theatre. As you know, they have national dance. So these people are here, they think of, let's explore the possibility of creating a national repertory of Mauritius. So we have certain performances of that level, that standard, which can travel outside and which can even move within. The approach in Mauritius and in India is the same. Our first thing which I have observed in India, so our final rehearsal is coming to the last show. Theatre never sustains. We say that we want to compete UK, we want to compete Germany, we want to compete the American theatre. But look at the number. Can you believe after 30 to 35 technical shows, they open the show for public. Final rehearsals become the public performance. After that, this actor gets busy somewhere, that actor goes there, and they are then drained out of the resources. So please look for certain performances which lives here and which continue happening. Let's create 2, 3, 4, 5 national performances theatre. So these are the faces of Mauritian theatre. Let's try to using your own traditional performance mode, your own scripts, like something we need to, I think, start thinking on a slightly bigger scale. That's all. Think big. I think things will certainly become bigger. I've not seen a kind of video. Certainly, Dinesh gave me certain videos, certain links. I have seen theatre. I'll not comment on that, but I do find possibility. People like you with master's degree in Baroda University is also very, very important, very prestigious academic course there. And theatre in Gujarat, of course, is one of the vibrant theatre of India. I think we have people. We have people there. Only we need to shun our egos, throw it away, and start thinking on a larger scale. Look at the world theatre. What's happening all over? Let's create some performance. Let's represent Mauritius in international festivals and all. This Egypt, I also participated in the World Experimental Theatre Festival. When you cannot think of a place like a country like Egypt hosting such a kind of thing. Even the simple thing you people can also devise here, where we can invite people from outside for a performance. People will be mad, happy to come. See, look at the model of this Edinburgh International Theatre Arts Festival. Can you believe nobody, the Edinburgh International Arts Festival Society never pays anything. People come on their own. Can you believe? They make their own arrangements to stay, just to be a part of that world's prestigious event. Poetry happens there, dancing happens there, visual art happens there, and the world comes to see that. Why can't we, instead of like we will be supporting beaches and other beautiful places of this place, but we can have something else also. Now time is coming that see when we look at Europe, majority economics is contributed by theatre. If people go to Stratford, why? It's not something outstanding. There's a Avon that like river and beautiful place, but people go for Shakespeare. We need to create such destinations. This is now the next generation of I think the travelers will be attracted to these things. So we have to have, if somebody plans to come to Mauritius, the person must see something of that level happening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So very enriching experience, and we have, as you know, this is being streamed online, and we have one of the young talent in drama in Mauritius who happens to be a student of MGI, and through theatre he happens to be a media person. He's following us online because of the protocol and all. He's on his self-isolation. So Umesh will do the needful. He has some something to share, and I would ask Ritesh Mohabir to be precise and short, because we have other person who will intervene as well. So Ritesh Mohabir.
Yes, hello. Can you all listen to me?
Yes, it's okay.
Yes, hello, Balwant ji, and the chairman of RTI and MGI, the director general of the RTI and MGI, and all protocol observes. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Ritesh Mohabir, and I'm a theatre artist. And I would like to say how drama theatre has helped me in my life, in my professional life. First of all, let me introduce myself. I work at the MBC, Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation, the only national TV and radio in Mauritius, as a TV presenter, TV producer, and a radio jockey. And theatre has helped me a lot, be it facing the camera, facing the mic, and as you all know that we have to face the camera, we have our body gestures, how to interact, how to present ourselves. And on the radio, we cannot see, we can only listen. So we have to use our voice to portray our emotions. So theater has helped me a lot. And also I'm a voice artist. I've given my voice for many stories, especially in Hindi and Bhojpuri. And we are among the young artists in Mauritius. Like you can see in this hall in front of you, there are so many young artists. And I've just learned that one girl from the Baroda University, she did her MA. So like her, we have many young artists in the field of theater. So sir, we are here. You can use us, like in your introduction, we have learned that you're the magic person, magic person. So spell your magic, and we are here to help you in the field of theater.
Thank you. Thank you, Ritesh. So as we can see, we are discovering many people, some people who are perhaps not in the picture. Now we can see. Yes, we have another question, another suggestion.
So
yes.
We'll take Adila, and then after Mr. Sadasin. And anyone else who wants to intervene? Okay, yes, Adila, introduce yourself, please.
Guests and participants. It is very enriching and so motivating being here this morning. I am South African. Worked several years in Africa and 9 years in Mauritius. I am a psychologist and early child development and education. I strongly believe, and I use drama to help individuals to become more confident, articulate, creative, innovative, imaginative. And when Sir mentioned that we need to start with our early childhood, I've worked in several schools in Mauritius where I have up to 1,500 to 2,000 students attending my program. We are using international curriculum to help individuals to build these, to build and help them to become, as Ritesh said, it really helps you in every aspect of our life. And starting with the youngest, these are going to be our leaders, and using drama to do so really helps. Where the lady that spoke earlier on, she said that, yes, it's true. We have performances every end year, but for our local schools, we don't have this because they don't get that recognition, so they don't get that far to continue to keep being motivators and acknowledged for what they do. So yes, training in Africa, India, I'm the principal also for Helen O'Grady, Indian Ocean. That is, we use Helen, I don't know if you've heard about it, the Helen O'Grady. And this is just because the structure of it and all having students and individuals build their careers, whether they go into acting or they become engineers, we continuously, and we can use drama to help individuals to become. And like we said, no, it didn't end when the movie started and when we thought that theatre is going to end. It's never going to end. So keeping that alive, we have to keep the individuals, but starting with the younger ones, because they are our leaders for tomorrow, and giving a bigger perspective and recognition to those, because we have so many artists in Mauritius that are acting, that also need the opportunity to be recognized, because as individuals, we continuously need motivation and determination and courage, and most importantly, unity. We're not against each other. We are really trying here to build a better Mauritius, and that is planting seeds, because that is how it starts. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We can have some experience, Mr. Sadasi. And then we'll move to the student from Baroda University. And anyone else, keep it short, please. Lunchtime, he already there.
बलवंत जी को नमस्कार। मैं कोई 45 years से इस देश में नाटक करता हूँ। यहाँ पर 1975 में पहली बार जब वर्ल्ड मिनी कॉन्फ्रेंस हुआ था, तो हम लोग डॉक्टर भारती का नाटक लेकर गए थे वहाँ पर नागपुर में, अंधारी लेकर गए। उससे पहले मोहन महर्षि जी ने मॉरिशस में आके तहलका मचा दिया था, आप जानते हो, NSD के थे बिल्कुल, तो तहलका मचा दिया था, बहुत सारे कलाकार यहाँ पर पैदा हो गए। लेकिन अब ऐसा लगता है कि स्ट्रोक हो गया है मॉरिशस में, लकवा मार गया, नहीं हो रहा। और अगर नाटक करना है, जैसे आपने कहा स्पेशलिस्ट है चिल्ड्रंस ड्रामा में, तो बच्चों से शुरू करना चाहिए। और हमारे नौजवान जो हैं सभी IT के पीछे भाग रहे हैं, अभी कोई इसमें दिलचस्पी नहीं ले रहा है। हम लोग बूढ़े हो गए हैं, तब से भी करते आ रहे हैं। थर्सडे को 28 को हमारा एक गाला शो है, यहाँ पर 1.5 घंटे का एक नाटक है, वर्ल्ड हिंदी सेक्रेटरिएट पे। मैं सभी को निमंत्रण दे रहा हूँ, आप आकर देख सकते हैं। हम लोग 4 बार भारत गए हैं यहाँ से नाटक लेकर, खूब स्वागत हुआ है। लेकिन उसके आने के बाद केवल हम ही कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं, उसके बाद कोई नहीं कर रहा। और ऐसा है कि जो भी नाटक यहाँ पर होता है मॉरिशस में, केवल लॉस ड्यूज, और बाकी इधर से हमारे कुछ दोस्त बकवास से स्टोर ब्राउजर्स कुछ लोग कर रहे हैं, बाकी कुछ नहीं होता है। इसीलिए आप जब आए हैं, जैसे मोहन महर्षि जी ने तहलका मचाया था मॉरिशस में, आप भी तहलका मचा दीजिए बच्चों के लिए।
Hello everyone. So I present myself. I'm Lilashya Balaguria, and I'm a teacher of Vasudev Visundayal School. So today I'm still shivering because when I meet people from India, for me, just thinking of my gurus like, I don't know if it's I don't know how to express. I'm still shivering talking to you. So I still have that emotion in me. And today I would like to seize this opportunity to thank my idols, Mr. Biwaji, my father, Mr. Guya, Mr. Rashid. I think these were the people to whom today I can say a big thank you, because today I'm here, it's only because of them. And Mr. Thakur is now a doctor, and I seize this opportunity to say a big thank you. And sir said, theater for me is discipline. Sir said it's not isolation, okay? It's not limitation. And the very first thing is discipline. If today I'm here, okay, I'm able to work, I've gone to India, I've earned the IGCIC scholarship twice for my degree. I did in Kolkata and my master's in Baroda. If this thing happened, it's only because of discipline. And I think our children need us now. And when we were talking, I got that idea, okay, now maybe I've got lights. Maybe you came here as, you know, as a blessing, and we are all going to be very happy to have more and more practical workshops in Mauritius. And in my master's degree, I've studied about Stanislavski's Bertolt Brecht. I think maybe in Mauritius we have been practicing realistic theater, but epic theater, I think we're not practicing. It's I don't know. I'm seizing this opportunity today to say that if we can organize more workshops, more experimental workshops for our children, I think it's going to be very good. Because nowadays I'm working at Basde Bisundiyar College. Yes, I'll just give a small example. Yesterday I was working with the kids for the first time. When I entered the class, they said, "Hey, ma'am, okay, you're a drama teacher. What is this drama? Why should we study drama? What is the importance of studying drama?" I sat and I told them, you are going to answer me why I am here. Why should we study drama? Why should you study drama? Why should we teach you drama? They said, I told them, okay, I'm going to put you in front of the assembly. Can you talk some few words? No, ma'am, we're not able to. I said, why? Ma'am, we need courage. I said, this is what drama is going to teach you. Okay, like,
thank you so much.
Yeah, like, I don't know, maybe we can help our children more like this. Thank you so much.
Rest assured, with the blessings of Thakur sir and with the blessings of NGI, RTI Council, the management will definitely give these upcoming talents a background and a stage. Bishamu.
Yes. Thank you. I'll be very quick. I've studied in India for 5 years. ये शब्द है डोगरी में पहली बार सुन रहा हूँ. I mean, sir was saying that after completing his LLB professional, you went to your where you come from, Jammu and Kashmir, and you started drama in the language, in the native language. Now, you've heard that in Mauritius, we have drama festival in 10 languages. That's a big challenge for the project that we are thinking of bringing drama to Mauritian kids. Which language do you think would be most appropriate? Because हमारे बुजुर्ग में तो वो लोग हिंदी ऐसे ही बोलते हैं, right? They've learned that language. We are comfortable with both French, English, and Hindi. लेकिन जब बच्चे सोचते हैं, तो मेरी भी 2 बच्चे हैं घर पे, they, for them it's mainly Creole. और यहाँ पे अगर Creole में MGI will start doing theater in Creole, तो बहुत बड़ा issue हो जाएगा. So that's my question. I mean, which language are you going to teach kids for drama?
Theater language.
I know you have a lot of questions, you want to share a lot, but see, rest assured, you have our emails, you have our contacts, we are building up a database, And we'll need to hear everyone, each of you, so that we can start planning at our level what we want really and what are the potentials. Rakesh,
I'm Dr. Rakesh. I'm representative of the Ministry of Arts and Cultural Heritage. I will only share a piece of information to all play directors that the ministry has a special fund to finance projects, just like drama projects, even music, dance, etc. So we have a fund, we call it National Arts Fund. So the ministry can finance any project related to performing arts, starting from 200,000 rupees up to a ceiling of 800,000 rupees. So I will request. Yes. So I invite all play directors to contact the ministry.
Short, please, because we are very short of time.
I just want to say
Okay, good.
If I'm loud enough. I've done my research in arts in education. So from the point of view of theatre is extremely important in the education of children, because one thing which theatre develops, which we need actually in the world at the moment, is empathy. Empathy is putting yourself in the shoes of somebody so that you feel what the person is feeling. We lack empathy. That's what the South African lady who spoke, she just said, we need leaders. We have many leaders, but there's lack of empathy. And this Russian lady, I'm sorry, I don't know her name, she also said, we need to perform from whatever level they are. The performance is not just a matter of just performing, and it's going to build up the audience also, because all of us will not be able to become performers. It's going to build up this appreciation for the theatre, and obviously the education, especially the qualities which theatre passes on, drama passes on to children, especially empathy. Thank you.
So we close, sir. जोड़ना चाहेंगे. I think we've heard maximum of you. Then we leave. Yes, others.
Sorry,
last
time. But we are all artists here. I mean, we all know that the main issue that we have, everyone know that. Natak se paid nahi padta. Okay. The ministry is giving enormous help, but it's not enough. We are here, MGI, RTI, Indira Gandhi. When we get a fund, we use it to pay actors, transport, food. But you guys have platform to give us. Mainly when we go to look for stage, we have to pay around 400,000. It's a big sum. You have to take around 800. In 800, you take out 400. How much is that? For actors, you guys has a stage. Why not individuals or all the groups that are here, give them at least your platform to showcase their talent. I think this is most important. Not only MGI, but all groups that want to perform a play, at least you get a platform to present their play. This will help us enormously. And as a student of MGI, for 3 years we have done street play, look at nothing. But the ministry, I think, will agree with us. In Mauritius, apart from MGI, there's no street play. So we think we should do something for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think listening a lot of people who are into theatre practice here, I need different sessions because there are certain areas where I have had a lot of exercise, particularly the economics of theatre. I need to understand, I need to have a little understanding because that's very important. The point which he has raised, that we need to understand the economics of this theatre. I think that will be a good learning for me, but I will certainly go into that. And I will also help looking for certain forms which can at least, and I'll give you, without taking much of the time, there's a very famous, I think, my friend from National Drama, maybe it might be during your time, there was a very mega production of National Program which came at during those days, Manoj Singh as lead actor, Mahabhoj. And they did that Mahabhoj that was in early 80s, I suppose. They did, I'm just talking, there's a huge novel by Mandu Bhandari, and they National Program converted a huge novel into a performance. And as a college student, I also went to see that in Delhi. I'm just coming to that on the economics part. At that point of time, they said, point number one, this play cannot be done indoor because it has 8 locales, 8 different locales, and it was done in Beirut.
Yeah.
It was done in Beirut, different 8 locales, and around 120 actors on stage. I don't know, something comes in your mind, and then you're not able to respond to that thing. Some certain questions comes to your mind, you cannot immediately react. I said, look, in a place like mine, Jammu, where we have other challenges, I wish such a play, such a theme should reach to far-off regions. But how? That was, I think, early 80s, and I was able to mount a play based on the novel by Mandu Bhandari, and very fortunate that I have been interacting with Mandu Bhandari closely. I gave a new form to that play. Instead of doing that play in a realistic manner, I devised that performance with 20 actors and 10 sticks. And my budget was 10 sticks. 5 rupees into 10, 50 rupees. And that became ultimately just Google Mahabhoj by Balwant. There have been endless number of features. There are certain books, Jaidev Taneja, I hope you know, one of the scholars of Indian theatre. He has written Adhunik Bharatiya Rangmanch. And there's a special chapter on the play which I did, the form which I gave to you. See, I understand that one reality is there, Kiroji Roti. We need to have something of it's not like American theatre, European theatre, but at the same time, you need a different kind of mindset where you are like mad to create something. I think that is the first prerequisite. Then other things I'm sure certainly will follow. Economics will follow. The governments will also come up to you. They will tell you, okay, come here and create a performance. I'm not exaggerating. It's just sharing. I never thought of joining government. Can you believe? It's a thankless job to be a government servant. But other pressures do push you to that situation. I was a thorough professional doing a lot of theatre. I created a movement in the entire region, and of course, I've been traveling in the entire country because I had those theatre people have the number one managerial skills. They manage people. They can get people along. So that is the magic of theatre also. So at that point of time, can you believe suddenly you reach to that level? The government of Jammu and Kashmir came forward to me and asking me to head the arts, culture, languages, literature, and arts education of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, which is almost 25 times bigger than Mauritius. And I headed that for 9 long years. And to head that post, to be on that post, on that chair, you need to have 23 years experience being a IS, Indian Service Officer. But they created a special technical quota. Then Prime Minister of India, being Narasimha Rao, appointed me as Secretary of Arts, Culture, and Language. वो किसी ने कहा है खुद को करबलम देखना. Exactly. Understand. I've seen those things. I've lived through those challenges. Just before, there are many issues, but certain things have come. We need to market theatre for the survival of theatre. There were question was raised. I think 2-3 ladies who spoke. They spoke of utility of theatre. We need to market that. I have experienced in 40 years of my work in the theater. Theater is the ultimate thing which can shape nations, not to talk of individuals. All those theater makes people socially responsible. The socially responsible societies are those where people practice and witness theater. We need to reach to people, create more audience. I have done all these things. I did a play, I'm talking of the way long back, 1986.